The market grinds higher. Are the bulls back in control, or is it just a trap? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we were looking for the market to continue grinding higher, and that's exactly what we saw. The market pushed higher up into heavy resistance and pulled back slightly at the close. Now the question is, are the bulls in control, or is this just a trap? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, as always, before we jump into the charts, we are going to check out our custom trading view indicator. It absolutely destroyed the market yet again yesterday. Huge day for us. If you're new here, we created our own custom indicator and trading view that is killing. We use it for day and swing trading, so you don't have to day trade if that's not comfortable for you. It's absolutely phenomenal in swing trading as well. Check out yesterday's video on NVIDIA for that, or last week's video on Apple, or any of our SPY videos that have absolutely crushed in the swing trading. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, so here we are on the 5-minute SPY chart, and this is what we use for day trading. And if you're new here, we use TradingView because that's where the indicator is. It's called IWJ, which is Invest with Jacob Pivot Point Pro. You can see the eyeball here. I turn it off. The sell and buys go away. I turn it on. They come back. So this is where these sell and buy signals come from. And on the left in yellow, you have pre-market trading. On the right in blue, you have post-market trading. You need those turned on. You also need real-time data from the CBOE in TradingView. It's about $7 a month. You need that as well for the NQ and the ES for the indicator to work properly. Once you have all those things, you simply follow the instructions to get it on your chart, and trading becomes super simple. Guys, this is helping so many traders kill the market. Look what we did today, right? So we came in, the market came down low. You got a buy signal here just off the low, right at about 598.73, and they ran it straight up with hardly any pullback whatsoever to 603.56. So 598 to 603 is a 5-point SPY move with hardly any pullback whatsoever. We absolutely killed this trade. And then these black lines going across, those are just lines I draw in that I know are specific resistance areas or support areas. In this case, resistance. It rejected resistance, and right off resistance, what do you get? You get a sell signal. This is the whole key to my indicator and why it is so much more powerful than all the other indicators out there. It is price action looking forward. It's not looking for moving averages that, you know, they cross way and you don't get into way down here because they crossed, you know, too late. It's not looking backward at the data. It is looking forward. It is looking actively at this resistance zone, among other things. It's about 150 things that it looks at, but the biggest thing is support and resistance. Gets the rejection off of this zone, issues you a sell signal here at 603, takes you all the way down to 601, a 2-point move straight down, absolutely no pullbacks. Super easy, crushing day on the indicator. 2 trades is all we had because we stopped trading at 10 o'clock. And that's all we got on the chart. So 2 monster trades today, absolutely killed it. And that's it. Super simple. It gives you stops. I give you training videos on when and how to take profit and how to use this indicator. Guys, it's helping hundreds of traders kill the market. As you can see on the screen, one guy paid for his trader. He got it last week. He got the yearly indicator. It was $590. He almost paid for it last week, and just today, he got 5 times what the indicator costs because of the trades that were given. So you can see that this is helping people, that people are absolutely crushing. If you want to get this indicator, if you want to be part of this amazing trading adventure that we're on, there's a link down in the description. Click that link. It'll take you over to our website. Once you're there, you'll see our TradingView indicators page. It's $59 for the month, $590 for the year. I scrolled down here so you can see that you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, so come in and check this out. You guys are going to love this, and I stand behind it so much that if you don't love it, I will give you your money back for the indicator. But hardly anybody has wanted that because it is so effective and so powerful. And guys, I think you're going to love it. You can scroll down and see what everybody's saying about it. Absolutely crushing the market. I really want you to be part of it. Check it out. Again, there's a link in the description. Click on that. Now, let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute futures chart for the S&P 500, and I zoomed into the 5-minute because I wanted to talk a little bit about structure. And on Friday, we called for this pullback. I said they're hitting a very critical resistance zone and will very likely reject it. You got the giant pullback here on Sunday into Monday that got bought back up. I said yesterday that they would likely continue buying this. We took this setup right here. So you had the pullback. We took that long. We got long right here, down here at around 6,000. And today, as you can see on the screen, I told my guys 6103 was a huge resistance area. We need to take some profit, and they promptly rejected that area, and we took profit right at the highs. Now we still have obviously some of our trade left so that we can see if they can break through this and continue, as I think they will. But when you get to heavy resistance areas, it's a great time to take profit on a trade, especially when you get in near the lows off of a great trade setup. If you watched my video last Friday, I talked specifically about trade setups because people think that everything I say in these videos is a trade, and that's not the case. The trade is off of the setup, not just the path that we're looking for. So again, we got buying today. It does look like we have a potential for a 1-2 breakout here. Now they are up to the 618, which is a perfect wave 1 of 3. And it's the bottom of the pivot. So you would expect a little bit of a rejection here, then back up to the pivot area, and then a breakthrough to close this gap. And then probably rejection around this high again, but not huge. And ultimately, you're looking for 6181, which will be the 1236. And if you want to know more about this, I have courses on Elliott Wave on how to understand where this should go, why it should chop here, all of the different things I'm drawing on the chart. This is all common Elliott Wave knowledge that I teach in really great detail in my courses that you can check out later in the video. Off the 1236, you'd expect a pullback that holds the pivot, and then continuation with an overall target of 6278. We're looking for 6300. I think they probably will get there. If they get to 6278, I would look for them to squeeze it on into 6300, and that's been our target for quite some time. So that's where we're at on the particular bullish side of this move. So what is the bearish side? Well, the bearish side for the ES is going to be a little different. The bears can still make a deeper wave B, although it's not my preferred path. They certainly can do it. So instead of this being the bottom of B, this would be A of B, B of B, and then you get a C wave down to around 5,900 to 5,850. You'd look for that to hold support right there, and then you'd look for continuation back to the upside. So it's very possible that the ES can make a deeper B wave without getting lower than their prior low of this A wave. That is a possibility. If they do break down below that low, we're looking at the 5650 area, most likely, and a bigger move down. At a minimum, the blue box that we have down lower on the chart here. So those are the two paths we're looking for the ES, the bearish path being a very quick, strong move down. If they start an impulsive move to the downside, that'll be your cue to either get out of longs or open a short. And if you can see, you know, a pullback here that kind of sets up like this, you can enter with this being your stop, and then you're looking for the downside. I'm not looking for downside personally right now. I am looking for continuation to the upside. I do think they can push this back to all-time highs and will, but they still have to get through major resistance. This gap right here is going to be major resistance up through the 6121 area, and 6113 is the 764 retrace. So if they get through 6113, I suspect they'll get through 6121 and get through the pivot here. And through that, we're looking higher, 6181 being the next target after that. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, on the NASDAQ, it's a little bit different, but kind of more of the same. I did tell you yesterday that on the NASDAQ, they needed to outperform. If we were going to move higher and the bulls were going to take this to new all-time highs, they needed to outperform the S&P, and they did so almost 2-to-1. You know, you had a 152% gain on the NASDAQ and an 8.3 gain on the ES, so an almost 2-to-1 outperformance. The NASDAQ doing what it's supposed to. NASDAQ is farther along. It's already into its pivot right here. We would expect some chop off of this heavy resistance area on the NASDAQ as well. You can see the line I already had on here. They came right up to it and failed it. Slightly failed it. They haven't failed it, but they're back below it. So I would expect some chop here in the pivot while the ES pulls back a little bit as well, and then break out from there. Do they have to chop? No, they can definitely directly break out and squeeze. Ultimately, that's what we're looking for, is the squeeze. And again, guys, this is why Elliott Wave works. Because you get wave 1 up, it hits resistance, it pulls back. Wave 1 of 3 comes back up to that area, hits the same resistance, okay, weakens it some more. So the first time into resistance weakens it. Wave 1 of 3 weakens it some more, pulls back less. You get 2 of 3. Wave 3 of 3 comes back up to the resistance, and now you don't get a rejection, you get chop. And then it breaks through in the squeeze. And this is why 3 of 3 is always the strongest wave, or 3 of C even, because you have hit the resistance, and now you're ready to go. And once they break through the pivot, in this case 21,590, we would look for 21,899 well, 21,745 is the minimum target, but we'd look for 21,900 as our natural target. And then from there, a little pullback and then continuation, with the ultimate target being 23,000. So, you know, if you're wondering how or why Elliott Wave works or why anyone would believe in this, it's because it's all built on price action. It's all built on technical analysis. It's all built on how support and resistance works. It's just done so mathematically and in the form of waves. And so people think that it's some sort of made up Harry Potter stuff, and that's just not the case. It's all technical analysis that works really well as we continue to smash the market in my particular room. So if you guys want to join, come be a part of that. Again, same type of look here. We have our B wave low that held just barely. This is just a little bit of a warning that they came this low, but the NASDAQ is famous for deep retraces. Held support, came up. You do have a potential 1, 2, 1, 2 with the breakout coming here. They are in the pivot, so again, you'd expect chop, and then you'd look for continuation to that 21.9 area, which happens to be where? The exact next resistance. It's almost like these fibs are thought out ahead of time subconsciously. They're always in the right spot. Huge resistance here, huge resistance here. It's the natural resistance of a wave 3. So you have chart resistance, you have fib resistance, you'd look for a pullback and then continuation after that. To the downside, again, can this be a bigger move down? It can, but here's the thing with the NASDAQ. Can this be an A and a B? The answer to that is no. So we're looking for a C wave down here. So it can't be an A, B, C for C. That's not how those play out. They play out in 5 waves. So the downside really now, as high as the NASDAQ has gotten, would be a 1, 2. So this would have to be 1 and this would have to be 2. And that projects very low. And that makes it a low likelihood to play out. Now, does that mean it can't play out? No, of course not. It definitely can happen, but it's a less likelihood because of the length of this drop as well as the big size of this bounce. It projects much too low for the pattern we're looking for. So I do think it is an unlikely path at this time. Again, can it play out? Absolutely. It would look something like that to get started, and we'll cross that bridge if we get to it. But as of right now, that would be a back burner alt path. So primarily, we're looking for grind chop here. They can come down as low as 21,340. I'd prefer they stay above 21,417 and then push higher. That's exactly what we're looking for from the bulls. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Click that link. It'll take you over to our webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. The 7-day free trial, guys, is because I want you to come in there. Come see what it's about. Even if you don't like it or don't want to be a part of it, come check it out. See what you're missing for 7 days. You may find out you love it and want to stay. I want you to interact with the team. I want you to interact with me and PT. I want you to see our trades. I want you to see what we're doing in there, how happy people are. And I want you to be happy before you ever spend a penny. So you get that 7-day free trial. We also have our educational material that I talked about. We have our Elliott Wave 4 beginners course, as well as our advanced Elliott Wave course. These courses go over the exact stuff that we're talking about, especially the advanced course. If we go in there real quick, you can see that everything we've been talking about with fib levels. So you got your advanced fibs, you have your diagonals, you have double and triple threes, flats, triangles, and then how to trade Elliott Wave. This is worth the price of admission right here. This teaches you what the setups are and how to trade them properly so that you can get the best chance at success in the market. Now, do every setup work? Of course not. You know, setups fail. That's part of what happens. But more often than not, they do work. And when they do work, they are set up for big gains and small losses. So you have a winning profile on your side. So trading Elliott Wave, a very important part. You can see our members are loving it. But I understand if this is too advanced for you or you're just getting started. We also have our Elliott Wave 4 Beginners online course. And this course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It's very confusing when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And that's because Elliott knew that the news cycles were garbage long ago. If DeepSeek was really going to sink AI, then AI would have kept sinking, but it didn't. It bounced back about 10 points today in NVIDIA and SMH and some other stuff. So yeah, DeepSeek came out and made the market go down, but before DeepSeek was even a thing, we were talking about that pullback, and we were talking about that pullback getting bought and being bullish, and that's exactly what we've seen, and that's what Elliott Wave teaches you. In this course, it's 25 videos where you go in, you've got your introduction, we go through your expectations, your mindset, the KISS method, and why it all works. We go through each of the tools you need to use with Elliott Wave, how we use them and why we use them. And we go through your Elliott Wave 4 beginners area, which covers each of the waves. It covers your corrective depth theory, your theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to know to make sense of an irrational market. Now, this course and the other course are included in our bundle pack. So if you want to get them at a discount, we do have that, $37 off. But if you want to get these courses for free and truly learn this stuff, come check out our monthly rooms, because those courses are included in these rooms. In your first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts. I go through all of your charts that you ask about. I go through all of the Mag 7, gold, Bitcoin, whatever you want to see, we go through all of it. That midday call, to me, that's worth this $49 alone. You also get the Elliott Wave for Beginners and Advanced course. So you're getting an incredible value for just $49 a month. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing in day trade, so we do trade quite often in my room. But if you're looking for individual stocks, futures trading, income trading, or advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, income trading, futures trading, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price. It gets you huge multiples on your money. It's how he structures those trades. It's so unique. It's something you really have to see to understand, and that's why we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, our key takeaways for today. We are looking for some resistance here, a very small pullback. Nothing that I'd be like, oh my God, about. If they do that, then we're going to have to shift a little bit bearish. But you're looking for a smaller pullback into this 60-70 area, maybe even as low as 60-50, although I'd like them to hold 60-70. Back up, chopping the pivot, and a breakout would be the primary path. The alt path would be we could make a bigger B wave here in A, B, C, and then look higher from there. Over on the NASDAQ, a little bit different because the alt path is a lot different than ES. You can't count this as an AB because the setup is different. It would have to be a double 3 or something more advanced. And if that's going to be the case, that's fine. But that's not something I usually talk about before it happens because, one, it's really hard to figure out before it happens. And two, they don't play out that often. So right now we have a B leg down and then a 1, 2, and there's a 1, 2 in there as well. And then we're in the pivot. You'd expect some chop here, and then we'd look for them to break out towards 21,900 next. A break down below 21,250 or 240 would be a very big warning for the bulls. So keep an eye on that 21,240 level. They're going to want to hold there below that, and we can start to challenge this low again. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.